Hello guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to actually have a button that we can load into the game. Okay, so here let's see, we can find the character display, and then let's see, we don't need anything there actually. Lobby widget needs to have a button there. Let me disable those breakpoints. So a new U property, and it's going to be meta equals to band widget, and then this is going to be class U button. Look, call this guy start button. Right. Okay. And now in the source file, let's include components button, and then we ask the button to do something. Clicked, add dynamic, it's ampersand U lobby widget, and we can do load game. Okay, alrighty, and that's gonna be a U function. Load game. Alrighty. So in our load game, we just need to ask the game state. Game instance. Do we have? We don't have any reference to the game instance. So let's ask the game instance. UEOS fun game instance. Do we name that? It's been some time since we are in the game instance. Where is the thing? US game instance. There's no fun there. Instance. Game instance equals to get game instance UEOS game instance. Going to have a header there. Game instance. We're depending on a lot of things here, but that's okay because with the UI, right? The UI has to be communicating with things. I hope that's fun. Yes. So yeah, we have the game instance. If game instance start game, start our load game level, I guess, to be very specific, and let's have a function to do that. And this function does nothing more than just to load the actual game level. Where is it? See, we have the game level there, right? Just load game level, we'll just load that. I believe the function is server travel, or how do we name that function? Load level and listen is the one. That will do it. Once we have done it, right, and then we're doing this server travel, it should issue the client to travel with the server, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, but this is one caveat, which is when we're loading it, right, we want to pass one important information, which is what the character the player is selecting, right? Okay, so we have to deal with two things. One thing is that our game mode. Do we have a game mode? Yes, we do. I think we're using this EOS fun game mode, right? In the constructor, I need to do one thing: use seamless travel equals true. Unless we do use seamless travel, we are actually having trouble dealing with the data to be transferred. If we use seamless travel, we're able to have the option to have the player state to transfer data to the next player state, I believe. So let's take a look at that. So if we go to the player state, right? when we are here, we can actually override a function. What's the name of the function? It's be property. Oh, it's a bunch of property. Override with or copy property. Yes, copy properties. Alrighty. So this is called when you're transitioning from one level to another, given that you're using seamless travel. Okay. Go back here, and we override that. Since we're using the same player state, I believe because we're using the same game mode, we're not using the same game mode. So the other player state may not be the same player state. Now let's take a look at that. So we're using BP lobby game mode. Parent class is lobby game mode. Okay. Well, okay. Okay, this is a different game mode completely. Let me do public. A lobby game mode. This is one actually we need to make it allow seamless travel. Oh. Use seamless travel equals to true. This is our lobby game mode. This is where we need to actually do it. Okay. And then the other one is fun too. I wonder what's this one. So lobby game mode, and we have the fun game mode. Which one are the ones we use? Let's take a look at that. So we know that in this particular one, I think we're using lobby game mode. We're using the EOS fun player state. That's fun. That's what we want. Let's look at the other level, our actual game level, which is going to be here. We're using gameplay game mode. And yes, the problem is that this player state class should also be the same. It can be different. You just have to cast it when you're overriding with. Okay. Alrighty. Cool. If they're the same, then they should be fun. Does this one do seamless travel? Doesn't do that. Let's check that out. Okay. Alright, gameplay game mode. We don't really care about yeah, we're using EOS fun game mode, so we're fine. Alrighty, and this one should be seamless travel. Maybe we haven't compiled yet. That's okay, right? So let's go back here to the, I believe the player state, right? Copy properties. So this is called when a game state or player state rather is about to be destroyed and transition to a new player state. That new player state will be here, and it's your job here now to copy whatever you need to that new player state. Okay, so then we just need to first of all cast it. That's going to be the same type. Player state equals to cast AOS fun player state. Player state. There. Now, if it is the type, we need to just ask it to player state selected characters equals to pick. Yeah, it's that simple. So basically we're passing that important information over to the new player state, and so that the player state knows. Okay. Alrighty. So that's one thing. Another thing we need to do is that when we're creating the pawn for the player, we need to actually use that to be the class of the pawn. And I believe that's in the game mode here. There's a particular function called get pawn class. Pawn for player, for controller, for player. Should be a 1. Pong class, get default Pong class for controller. This is the one. It looks like this one is not virtual, but because this is Blueprint native event, so there should be one we can overwrite, which is the implemented version. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, this is the one we can overwrite. So let's copy this. Back here to our EOS fun game mode, and let's do that. Protected, virtual void, oh actually U class pointer, and we override it here. Oh, it doesn't like that for some reason. Copy that. Oh, copy this whole thing. Go to the CPP. Let's just do it ourselves. Okay. Hopefully it's fine. Alrighty. So then we just need to get the player state of the controller, cast it to the type EOS fun player state, and then we can return the class from there. Which reminds me, do we have a way to get access to it? We probably don't. So let's create a function to do that. Class U character definition, get picked character. Or we can just make it very convenient here. We just make it a class, and that's going to be T subclass of a character. We return picked character class. Oh, well, we can't do that because we don't have the definition there. Let's do it in the CPP file. We don't have the header here either. Let's include that. Return pick character, character class. That should be all we need to do. In here, get picked characters. So in our fun game mode, right, we need to then say include EOS fun player state, a EOS fun player state equals to cast. Oh, we probably have a template version in controller get player state, a EOS fun player state. If we do have the player state, and then if player state get character get picked character class, we just return. We just return it, I guess. Get picked character class. Else we return the super get default Pong class for character for controller. And that should be it. Okay. So again, seamless travel has to be enabled for this to be able to happen. Let me have a breakpoint in there so we are sure that we can see it. And then I'm gonna close everything here and recompile with debug mode. Actually, I forget one thing. I forget to have the in controller there. This has to be a an error there. Okay, let's try compile one more time. Actually in the debug mode. Yeah, forget to do the debug mode, but we should be fine. Let's see how we are getting here. Okay, so I'm gonna go actually open the lobby here first. And we also want to make sure that our WPP lobby is having the button, the start button. So let me drag in a button there, put it in there, and then have a text. Start button. And text will be start. Okay. Compile and save it, and this button can be sets the content. And let me just put it down there, maybe. And then position, go up a bit. Yeah. That should be fun. And let's test, right? So I'm gonna go play the game now. And I'll pick Quinn here and Manny there. And then we can click on start. Oh, you can see now Seamless Travel is not supported by default. We have to do one thing here to enable it, which is a net in the console, net.allow PIE Seamless Travel 1. That's gonna allow the Seamless Travel. Let's try again, start. Yeah, you can see now indeed we're having our correct character pick. We have Manny, that's us, and Quinn, that's the other one. Another thing is though is that you can see how the widget is not disabled. That's also because of Seamless Travel. It doesn't really disable anything that's not particularly bound to the previous level. It doesn't destroy those things, including the UI there. So we have to disable the UI. Right, so let's deal with a few cleanup in the next video, but yes, we are having a working character picking mechanic now. All right, cool. See you guys next time.